I don't think I ever actually told this story. So, living in Japan is very interesting. When I first came here for work, I met a lot of wonderful people. I have a lot of good friends with my company, so it's all good. But there's one person who I will never forget. Now, I believe I mentioned earlier. If not, then I'm gonna do a quick recap. To celebrate the end of training, a lot of people at my company went to a maid cafe, and it was a very interesting experience. Moving along, when I was stationed in my area for teaching, I met a lot of wonderful people. One person became a really good friend of mine, but they teased the crap out of me. I was sort of the punchline to the joke. For example, point blank, after class, we are in the teacher's room doing work, and she asks me, hey, what is the funniest thing or the most interesting thing you've done in Japan? And I say, oh, I went to a maid cafe. And she looks at me. And her face just does, she's this. She starts smiling. And then, maid cafe. Why'd you go to a maid cafe? So I explain why I went to a maid cafe, and most people would reasonably just go, oh, okay, that's an interesting story. But she stands up and tells the other 5 teachers in Japanese that I went to a maid cafe to celebrate the end of training. And I just look, and they look at me, and they go, oh. Cat, Mr. Cat, you like maid cafes? And it's like, no. And so I was the guy who was to a maid cafe. Another time, I was really into the gacha, the gamble, the raffles at the convenience stores, convenies. They had one for Uma Musume. This was before Uma Musume blew up in the States. So in Japan, I had no idea what this was. But I thought, oh, that horse character figurine looks pretty cool. I kind of want to win it. So I told her I was going to it. And then she came with me to that 7-Eleven. And so she says, oh, are you gonna do the raffle? I'm like, yeah, I'll do the raffle. Why not? And she goes, yeah, I'm rooting for you. Go for it. This woman cannot be taken to a casino. So I go in. I do one raffle. I don't get anything. And she goes, oh, try again. And I go, you know what? It's only 750 yen. I can go again. So I go again. I don't get anything. She goes, you should try again. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should try again. And then the gambler's fallacy kicks in, where I was so close. Maybe I'll win it next time. So after 8 more tries, we get the A prize into figurine. I did 8 tries. And I go, oh, I got the figurine. I'm so happy. Yay. And she says, let me snap a photo to share it with our coworkers because they will love to know that their teacher who speaks English is not cool like we all think they are. And I turn slowly and I go, what? And she goes, yeah, you're going gaga over this horse skull figurine. I mean, we all thought you were kind of like into, robots and the Terminator and stuff like that. Like super cool things. And it's just like, you like the cute girl figurines I teach? Don't worry, hold still. I'll get a photo and I'll show it to the classroom and the students and everyone. I quickly run out the store and hop in my car and drive away. And then the final thing I'm saying all these things like I don't like this person. I greatly like this person. She is very cool. She helped me get into calligraphy. I didn't know I liked calligraphy until she invited me to a calligraphy club, and it was great. It was amazing. So at calligraphy, she's really good because she's Japanese, so she's done this like almost her entire life. But she invites foreigners to do it. I am terrible at calligraphy, but the teacher there was a Buddhist monk, and he kind of walked over to me and he said, "You have potential." And I looked at him, and dead ass I said, "Mister, do you want to watch me draw a picture from SpongeBob?" And he walked away. I made the picture that the scene of the chocolate episode. If I can, what I'll do is I will post the picture as the thumbnail. If not, I will try to get a Twitter and I'll post that picture on the Twitter. It was pretty funny. But after that, I start taking calligraphy seriously, and my coworker said, "You're doing really good. You're pretty good. Even the teacher here thinks you got a good calligraphy thing going on. A few more years, you'll be a master at this." And I said, "Wow, I can be a calligraphy person? That's cool." Proceeds to go back to drawing SpongeBob. I made the kanji for smile, and I made it look like a cat and a chipmunk. It's kind of funny, actually. If I have the photos, I'll put those also on Twitter. I gotta go find those. But the last story for this wonderful friend of mine was when I first came to Japan. I knew there were tea ceremonies, and she loves tea ceremonies. In fact, she knows how to have a tea ceremony. So she invited me to a tea ceremony, and I said, "Oh, I'd love to. Please, please teach me." So as she was doing the setup, she explained how to do everything. So I have a basic understanding of it. And she goes, "This is matcha tea." And I go, "Wow, it's green." And she says, "This tea is very, very sweet." And I look at her and I go, "Really?" Because, like, sweet in Japan is 180 from sweet in America. Sweet in Japan is, like, not sweet at all. It's like a pinch of sugar compared to America's dump the entire bag of sugar. So I go, "Okay, it's sweet. Okay, I'll try it." So I do the little ceremony thing where you have to pick up the cup, and you rotate it you have to rotate it to show the beautiful picture on one side to the person who is giving you the tea. And I drink it, and I go, "Okay, I'm drinking it now." And I put the cup to my lips, and I begin to drink the matcha tea. This is the most bitter thing I have ever consumed in my life. So I put it enters my mouth, my tongue goes, "What the hell is this?" It's the scene from SpongeBob where he puts his tongue into the snail food, and his body just contorts into like this weird mass, showing the disgust. So that's my face. I'm about to spit this thing out into the cup, just from sheer shock. And she goes, "You have to finish it all in one gulp." I'm not trying to be rude now. There are teachers watching me. A student came in and said, "Mr. Cat, are you going to finish that?" And I go, "You know what? I gotta be the foreigner they think I am." They almost knew I wasn't cool when I started geeking out over an Uma Musume figurine. Time to show these guys why I am the coolest cat in town. And I finished the thing in one gulp. And they said, "You did great, you did great." And they said, "Here, have a sweet, because you have to have a sweet with it." So I eat the sweet, and I go, "This sweet tastes terrible." And they go, "Yeah, it's bean paste." Nothing you've given me today is sweet. So that was the first time I had a tea ceremony with this person. And then it happens again. It happens again. So she says I got better tea leaves than matcha tea. These ones should be very sweet. And I look at her and I go, you know what? We've been pals for a while. I can trust you. You wouldn't do me any harm. We're cool like that. We cook together. We make gingerbread cookies together. We give gingerbread cookies to our classmates and our friends. We actually did that. It was pretty fun. You wouldn't betray me. You wouldn't lie to my face. You wouldn't hurt me emotionally. So, tea ceremony starts. I get the cup. I turn the cup around to show the pretty image. Drink the whole thing in one go. I put it to my lips. And we have a repeat of the first time where I contort in disgust because it's somehow more bitter than the first time. I don't know. So I'm about to spit it out, and they go, no, you gotta finish it. So I just... And they say, how was it? And I look her dead in the eye, and I go, my trust in you is completely shattered. From this point onward, do not talk to me about matcha being sweet, because it is a lie. It is a horrible, horrible lie.